Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sonic Coconut Custard Cream Pie with Whipped Cream. We are continuing our adventures through Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and just having a wonderful time playing all these classic games with admittedly right now wrong-sounding music, because this honestly bothers me a little bit. I know it shouldn't, but I am just super used to the classic Carnival Night music, and this just sounds incorrect. It doesn't sound great. I know the beta tracks, as people like to call them, do have their fans. They're, like, dedicated fan base. People like them well enough. But this is... this just doesn't really sound right by any stretch of the imagination, unfortunately. There we go. Yeah. Anyway. I'm not gonna, like, rag on the music too much, even though this is wrong on so many levels. So we're gonna just kind of, like, drop the subject for now, I guess. If I can, like, get past this part, that would be fun. Ah, Tails, fly me. Fly me. I'm so done with this already. Darn it, don't drop me! Okay. There, finally. Did I really just do all that for a lightning shield? What's up here? Please tell me there's progress up here. Alright. Can I get back through there now? Yes, okay. Good. I'm gonna go supersonic and pretend that didn't happen. Oh yeah, the big rings are worth 50 rings now, by the way. So that's awesome. Physics! Yay! Okay. So yeah, this is a little glitchy, which is, I guess, it might be a problem to some people. But I'm having a good time here. Anyway, let's forget about the music. Let's forget about weird level things going on. Weird physics problems. And let's talk about our cliffhanger from last time. The shocking reveal that I was one of those Sprite comic kids in the early 2000s. To, give you a sense of when I was actively working on my Sprite comic, it was around the time that Super Smash Bros. Brawl was new. Like, the era before that a little bit, and a little bit afterwards. So I actually had 3 Sprite comics. The main comic and the website itself that it was named after, rather, the website that was the name of the website, I'm saying. Oh yeah, can I not, like, damage you? I just gotta, like, make your top hit you, huh? And just, like, kind of survive here. But I'm invincible, so it's fine. Oh right, you gotta hit him and knock it open. That's right, okay. You gotta do it before time runs out, and, like, there's no floor anymore. Gotcha, gotcha. We did it. We got it. We did it, Tails. Yes. Okay. Continue our story. The name of the website and the main comic on it was called Nekkyo Manga. And that name comes from the word Nekkyo, which I don't know if I'm even pronouncing that right. I might have never pronounced it right. I like, looked up the word crazy in, like, a Japanese to English dictionary once, and it was Nekkyo, or something to that effect. And there was And the other word is manga, which I think people should be familiar with enough with Japanese comics, basically. So, like, the name kinda translated out to, like, crazy comic, I guess. Not really. Because that was, like... Where am I going? Am I supposed to be going... What way am I supposed to be going here? As the general premise of the comic is that was, like, a bunch of nonsense, and whatever I thought was funny at the time. There was very little substance to it. I tried to create, like, a plot at points, things going on, but it never really amounted to much. I had something like 100, like close to 200 comics. By the time I stopped making it, 200 individual comics about there, I think? I always get that number wrong. But there was the main comic, which was basically just the adventures of all of my favorite, like, video game and anime characters at the time, using a lot of custom pixel art, and... I'm sorry? What just happened there? The spikes came down and it crushed me? Okay. Interesting. But yeah, it was made with a lot of, like, stolen sprites and artwork that I'm pretty sure a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into, and I gave them no credit for it. I'm very sorry if anyone happens to know what I'm talking about and, like, be listening to this at this point, which I don't know what the chances of that are. But if you know what I'm talking about and you know that I stole stuff from you, I'm very sorry. It's something I'm not terribly proud of, thinking back on it. Oh yeah. And, like, the two main characters of the comic were, Koji from Digimon Frontier, who couldn't move because he only had one sprite, aside from changing his facial expressions. And I was too lazy to try and give him other sprites, because I wasn't very good at creating my own custom sprites or anything like that. It's something that I tried to fix as time went on, and I made more of my own sprites in place of stealing other people's sprites, or just using, like, regular game sprites. And my sister made a lot of custom sprites and stuff for characters, too. Oh yeah, there was Koji, who couldn't move, because he only had the one sprite, and that just kind of became the gimmick from then on. And I had a lot of jokes going on with that, like, at one point, he was just... Since he was only in one position, they just used him as a table and propped him up like that. And he was angry at the world because he couldn't move. And the other sort of main character, I guess you could call him, was, Cappy from Hamtaro, except he was giant. And there was also Link from Legend of Zelda, and Goku, and all of the Sonic characters were there because I was heavily influenced by Sprite comics of the time, and I basically just stole several ideas from other comics I read. Again, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that I was not more creative in what I was doing. But yeah, it was just a comic to create, basically whatever I wanted. And just have my favorite video game and anime characters do ridiculous things. And, like, even though there was a lot of theft involved... Hi, Knuckles. That was an odd exchange. Okay. I don't think he was supposed to bounce off of nothing at first. Yes, fly me out there. I need that water shield. I need this. It's important. Yeah, even though there was a lot of, like, blatant theft involved, because I didn't understand... I was very young when I started Nekkyo Manga. I was, like, 10 years old at the time. Or, like, 10 or 11 years old or something like that. Whoops. probably should have, like, moved out of the way of that. But, yeah, even though, like, it wasn't very good at first, and, like, obviously a new comic creator, Sprite comic creator, just, like, stealing ideas from other people and things like that. Even though it wasn't, like, very good, or I guess, like, unique at the time, it was still something I was very proud of, and I still think very fondly to it. What ended up happening is that I just basically kind of stopped making it. Part of a very bad habit of mine is starting projects or starting, making things basically influenced by other people a lot, I guess. Starting making things and just not finishing them, or just losing interest entirely and forgetting about them. And unfortunately, my comic, Nekkyo Manga, was subject to that. It was one of the victims of my... I tried to jump off. I really did. I gotta go through this section again, no. Okay, this is about where we were, I think. Don't get crushed! Thanks for getting crushed for me, Tails. That was almost disasterific. Okay. Yeah. As I was saying previously, Nekkyo Manga was the unfortunate victim of my very bad attention span, and my bad habit of just stopping doing things that I was working on and just never going back to them. It's something I'm really trying to get better about. Especially with, Let's Play and my video content. I have been making an active effort to really try and keep myself focused on, like, making video projects and things like that. Recent months are probably the most consistent I have been in uploading content in the many years I've been trying to do video content. And you know what? I'm proud of myself for it. I still suck at this special stage. But unfortunately, when I was a youngin', I did not have the same sort of resolve to return to my Sprite comic exploits at any point. And Nekkyo Manga, unfortunately, ended up going by the wayside, and never really recovered from it. The website stayed up for a really long time. I made an effort at one point to, like, sort of revamp it and change it, and, like, give it a new look and start doing comics again, but I never did. I don't think the website exists anymore, unfortunately, because it was hosted on my, my mom's website, and that ended up having to get, like, a major overhaul at one point. I don't remember why. I think it might have had something to do with some kind of server, like, thing. I don't know. I don't remember why the website went down, but I think the old Nekkyo Manga website ended up going with it. And my mom completely redid her website in WordPress, and never again did I make any sort of effort to recreate my Sprite comic or my website. I made a blog instead, called Sparky's Game Room, which is what my Twitter is named after. My Twitter handle is, it's at Sparky's Game Room. And, yeah, that's another thing that I have not gone back to in absolutely years. I have not made any blog entries. I have not really paid any attention to the website. Though I am still actively paying for the domain name in case I ever want to go back to it. So that's like money I'm wasting every year. Anyway. Basically, I'm like a bad person when it comes to actually focusing on things that I'm doing or want to do. And I have a really bad attention span. Whoops, we're being sucked up into the heavens right here. Because of Knuckles'. I don't gotta worry about you. I'm invincible. Don't gotta worry about you. I've got 120 rings. That was the boss. It existed. It happened. There we go. Ah, boy. That took longer than I thought it did. Carnival Night's kind of not a great stage, unfortunately. The only thing that ever really kept me invested in Carnival Night was the music, and we don't even have that anymore. Whoosh! There we go. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is a cool scene with Sonic snowboarding, but oh, man. That's right. Ice Cap is one of the victims of the music change. Oh. Okay. Like... Ah, there go all my rings. Great. Cool. It's like... I miss the Carnival Night Zone theme. And, like, I'm sad that it's gone. But I love Ice Cap Zone. I love the music to this stage. And the fact that it's not here anymore... Oh, man. I am... sad. I'm very sad now. Oh. Oh, this one hurts. This one hurts. I'm sure there are people who like the Ice Cap Zone beta music, or whatever you want to call it. But, man, this is not great. Oh, my Ice Cap Zone theme. Where have you gone? I love the Ice Cap Zone theme so much that, like, my phone's ringtone for the longest time was a, like, Michael Jackson song Ice Cap Zone remix of the song Who Is It? Because it's one of those things where, like, the songs matched up really well, and I made that my ringtone, and I cannot get up here. I'm kind of annoyed by this. Oh, man. Ow. This hurts my brain. Again, I'm sure this is like a fine song, but oof. Nothing can hold a candle to actual Ice Cap Zone. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be able to let this one go, I don't think. I need to go down. Yes? Right, I need to wait for these things to time out so I can get underneath them. Gotcha. Okay. Almost got smashed. Tails got smashed instead. I'm noticing, like, there's a lot of additional Supersonic sprites in this, by the way. Like, some of Supersonic's sprites he would just revert back to looking like normal Sonic with a gold color scheme. But, like, the sliding sprite there, that's new for this, I'm pretty sure. That's honestly pretty cool. Right, and I need to jump on top. I can't jump on top because I'm going too fast. Okay, we're on. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of new sprites here. That's something to distract us from the terrible music. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. It's very bad of me to make that sort of comment. Because it's like, I'm not a composer. I probably couldn't make a song even remotely as good as the beta Ice Cap theme, or whatever it is. Oh, darn it, really? Springs. Ugh. Ah, I did it again. Ugh, and now I'm out of rings. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. I feel like there's supposed to be another, like, spring-up thing there, honestly. And I'm falling again. Okay. Alright, where am I? Oh, get out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense. Yeah, wasn't there supposed to be another, like, thing there? Or not? I don't know. Like, another one of those crazy platform things that you sprinkle with, maybe? Whoops! Okay. There's a lot of cool details like that in this game, honestly. Or just, like, environment interactions and things like that. I like it. Anyway. Completely got sidelined from what I was talking about. I was talking about my Sprite comic. Nekkyo Manga unfortunately fell victim to a lot of circumstances and my own not being good at, like, keeping track of what I'm doing and keeping commitments to doing things. Ugh. But I still very much look fondly back on it. I'm still, like, proud I created it, I suppose you could say. Why would that be an I suppose? I am very proud that I created it. I had a following, a fan base. Not really sure how many of them are even remotely ever going to hear this. Or, like, I also had, like, a DeviantArt once upon a time that I was very active on, and I got very mad at DeviantArt after one of their advertisements installed a very threatening, harmful virus onto my computer. One of their, like, rotating ads on the website. That I think you could only get rid of if you paid money to get rid of them. I didn't know about ad blockers at the time, basically. But yeah, I had, like, the DeviantArt, I had my Sprite comic, I had drew things, I wrote stories pretty actively, and, like, I had my own, like, friend circle of people on there. And in that era that I haven't talked to any of them in a long time. So if anybody remembers Sparky from DeviantArt or the comic Nekkyo Manga, if you were a fan of mine, I guess. Hey! Hi, how you doing? It's been a while. Oh, I saw the medal up there. Tails, come back! Ah. There we go. I want this. I have 38. It's not enough. Yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles has definitely helped us recover our coin count quite a bit. Oh yeah, anyway. If you remember Sparky the Hedgehog, or Sparky the Hedgehog, I guess, from back in the day. Which, by the way, I'm not sure how many people realize, Sparky is actually a character that I made. It's basically my Sonic OC, I guess. But, Sparky was also part of that comic, and Sparky was part of the stories I wrote and things like that. I drew Sparky a lot. I'll put him on screen right now so you can see him in all his glory. His current design. He was once upon a time just a green Sonic, of course, as all fan characters were just a recolor of some kind, I'm sure. Alright. Whoops! Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. Gotta springle. Gotta sprongle. Gotta bounce up. There we go. But yeah, if by some miracle you knew me or knew of my work from back in that era, hi. It's me, it's the same guy that used to make silly comics and make Sonic fanfiction on the regs. I'm still technically writing a Sonic fanfic. I'm just, again, my problems with focusing on things and actually, like, committing to them are really bad. I basically have the YouTube thing, and it's the one thing that I am able to focus on because I'm, at times, forcing myself to focus on it. In case you don't, like, remember the main comic for some reason, I had 2 other Sprite comics, too. I had, both hosted on the same website. One was, Agumon's Words of Wisdom, which was a, like, one-panel advice comic starring Agumon from Digimon. And all of his advice would always be kind of goofy and terrible. And I also had Marth and Roy, which starred Marth and Roy from Fire Emblem. Oof, okay. And I basically stopped making Marth and Roy because Super Smash Bros. Brawl came out. And it wasn't a Fire Emblem comic, it was a Smash Bros. Comic because I didn't know what Fire Emblem was at the time. And I just kind of made up my own personalities for Marth and Roy. Yeah. But Super Smash Bros. Brawl came out, and Roy wasn't in the game anymore, so I put that comic on hiatus, and it stayed on hiatus. Yeah, I guess that's all for the reminiscing portion of our program. Again, if you remember any of that, or remember me from DeviantArt or something like that, I know I don't have, like, a very wide audience reach with, my YouTube channel at the moment. But if you remember any of that, and you were a fan of mine back in the day, thank you. I really appreciated all of the support that I got once upon a time. Anyway, that's going to call it for right now. We're going to move on to the launch base zone next time. Thank you very much for watching. This is your good friend Sparky signing off for now. I'll catch you later.